We're just telling our listeners here that Australian Ruby Bookaboo is in Paris. No, you're in Cannes.
No, I was in Paris, and yesterday morning I got the TGV down to Cannes for the opening of the Cannes Film Festival.
I know, and you've got another Australian by Loulabelle, and you're going to be covering Festival de Cannes 2023. Well done.
Yes, this time I'm here with Loulabelle, Louise Pritchard, who does Loulabelle's Francophiles podcast.
Right.
So she's coming with me, and we're doing the Cannes Couch. So the Cannes Couch is a program on YouTube, so it's at the Cannes Couch.
Yep.
Where we're doing interviews, but also like a lot of behind the scenes, because people always ask me what's it really like at the Cannes Film Festival apart from the films.
Right.
So we'll be taking people into the press office, we'll be going to parties, we'll be seeing the entertainers, we'll be interviewing some of the directors and actors, and just also getting a little bit of a feel for Cannes, going to a visit to the old town. We're just actually sitting outside now having a Mediterranean lunch in the sun.
Thank you. You have to really tell us all about that, won't you? Now, it is wonderful this time because we're talking about spring at the moment, aren't we? Spring into summer.
So spring has just arrived. So everyone, because they've had such a big winter. I just came back from Australia I've still got jet lag. I came back on Friday.
Right.
But the poor Europeans have been freezing for the last 6 months. So the sun has just come out and everyone's in a terrific mood.
Yeah.
They've been so, they've been needing the vitamin D so much that everyone's really happy and can smell the salt in the air from the Mediterranean. And there's a real buzz because it's opening night tonight.
Right.
It's the Melbourne film that has Johnny Depp in it. So that we're going to see that. So we're off to get our press passes in a minute, and then we're going to come back and get glammed up for the opening ceremony.
Oh, fantastic. Press pass. Oh, I'm impressed.
And I should also mention there's an Australian film in a certain regard. It's called The New Boy, and it's Warwick Thornton who directed Samson and Delilah in 2009 that was here at the festival, and he won the Camera d'Or. He's back with a new film called The New Boy about a 9-year-old Aboriginal boy that arrives in the middle of the night at a monastery run by a renegade nun played by Cate Blanchett.
Oh, wow.
So I'm really looking forward to seeing that. It's going to be a really good film. So we're going to see that. Then we're going to see Monster. There's a short film by Pedro Almodovar that we're going to see. So much. And Ken Loach has a film.
Tell us how did you get the press pass, and does the press pass allow you to go and see all these movies and without paying?
So you get the press pass and then you apply to go to the movies. Right, and it's a kind of a joke because you have to do it at 7:00 in the morning. So everyone's always like, oh my God. So you have to get up, even if you've been out late at parties or whatever, you have to get up at 7:00 to book your ticket to the film 2 days after, or 3 days, I can't remember, a couple of days afterwards. Right. And then they sell out really quickly, and then they book out really quickly, but then sometimes tickets free up. So you have to just jump on and grab the ones that you want to
go and see.
But then if there's a film you really want to see and it's full, you can also, once you've got your badge, you can go to the film, and 10 minutes before, if there's a place free, because people sometimes book and then sleep in or decide not to go. So if there's a place free, they'll let you in if you've got a badge, because they like the cinemas to be full.
Right, okay. I was just going to say it's not online. It's actually physically been there, rubbing shoulders with all these wonderful people.
Yeah, because it's good because you've got so many. Of course, you've got all the stars and the actors in the movies, but you've also got the producers, the directors, the distributors, the salespeople, everyone that makes the film happen, other people who are just, that are press and people that are industry, different sides of the industry. So there's a real buzz happening, and then around that, you've got thousands of people. There's actually 30,000 people that come to Cannes for the festival.
That's a lot of people, and I'm sure a lot of parties that will continue to all hours of the morning. Now, we go back to I remember speaking to you Ruby, when you did the 37th International Film Festival in Cairo. That was a long time ago.
Yeah, 2015, I think.
Right, yes. Oh, that long ago. Right, okay. And you've got several books for our listeners. Ruby's got several books. And she's got a rubytv.net. And she's also, you're on Facebook and all of that as well. I remember talking to you on Snowtown, the movie, and Martin Backwards.
Yes.
Nitram. And by Justin Kurzel. And you actually managed to speak to him as well.
Yeah, I did interviews back with him. And then hopefully that was, oh gosh, what year? I can't remember. I think it was 2011.
Right.
And then also he did Macbeth, which was really good, with Marion Cotillard. That was a few years ago. But hopefully this year I want to have a chat with Warwick Thornton. And I think there's some Egyptian films that I'll have to check out also. And I wanted to talk to some of the Egyptians because as you know, I've written a novel set in Cairo.
That's right.
But it started as a film. So, and then I wrote it as a novel. And so, I want to have a conversation or two because it would be amazing if, I could start having conversations about that.
So what's your
because there are a lot of Egyptians here.
Yeah. So what's your style when you walk into a place? Do you take out the mic and go, I'm from the media? And they go, yeah, I only want to talk to you. And how do you go about cutting interview with some of these people?
Well, there's a whole protocol. So
Right.
when you're doing interviews, you contact the distributor and
Right,
then you tell them what media you work for, and they assign you the interview. But I have had occasions where I've chased directors through the Palace hotels. Like there was an Australian director, John Hillcott, and he went past us. I was with Elise one year, and we went, "That's John Hillcott," who's a big Australian director that had done Lawless that year.
Yeah.
That Nick Cave did the music for, and we just looked at each other and should I just go? So I followed him through those revolving doors. And then I'm like,
Ruby Wood.
And I was working, I was working for ABC that year. So I was like, oh, do you mind? We're doing ABC News. And he was so lovely. He came back. We sat down at the Carlton. I think we were nervous and bumped over the camera, and he helped us set it up again. And, and that was a really nice interview. So it's a mix of kind of going to the official route and, just jumping on opportunity when you see it before you.
So I know some of the exciting interviews you'll have. You'll be covering it on the couch.
Yes.
And so we'll get updates on that website. Tell us the website again.
Yeah. So with this year, we're doing it on YouTube. So
Right.
we're doing, so if you go to the YouTube, it's at the
Yep.
Crown Couch.
Yep. Okay.
And we're doing a video every day. So there's 3 videos up at the moment.
I played one of them just before.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
then,
with Loulabelle in it.
and then with Loulabelle. And then yesterday we did a video from the Gare de Lyon where we met, and then we took the TGV down together. And today we'll do a video of just kind of the ambience.
What in the hell is a TGV anyway?
Sorry?
What in the hell is a TGB? The train.
It's the train de grande vitesse, a very fast train.
Oh.
So it takes 5 hours to get to Cannes.
Right, okay, yes, I did see it.
And everyone's coming to Cannes, so, everyone's got all these huge suitcases. We managed to get it in, and I ended up editing the video that I put up last night on the train, and Loulabelle edited her next podcast. So it was a productive journey.
Of course it is, of course. We were just looking at the map for anyone that's interested. We're looking at where Nice is and Cannes is, and that's southwest.
Yeah, it's not very far from Nice.
No, okay. So you did mention that you'll be going up north just to go up a little bit, just to have a bit of a drink and a bit of a feed up there, just to relax a little bit away from Cannes.
Yeah, we might go up to Nice for a night because, the festival's great and there's lots of places to chill out if you need to.
Yeah.
But I kind of like just to get out for one night.
Right.
And also in Nice, I know a great jazz musician called Bryce, which is funny because his name's Brice. So it's Brice from Nice. Brice
Fair
from Nice.
enough.
And he plays at this pizzeria and he's a fantastic musician. And so sometimes I take off and go and have a little tap dance with him. And since the 25th of May is International Tap Dance Day,
yes,
I might do something for International Tap Dance Day and shoot off to Nice just for the evening and then come back.
Wow.
To get back into the festival.
Absolutely. Now you've absolutely you've covered a lot of things in the years we've been speaking to each other on air, from books to documentaries and reporting here, there. How do you do? Where do you get all the energy from?
Well, I do. You know that I do avoid winter, so that helps.
Right.
So when it gets cold in Australia, I come back to Europe, and when it gets cold in Europe, I go back to Australia. So I think the energy of the sun helps one keep motivated.
Right, okay.
I couldn't do months of end of, I feel sorry for the poor Europeans that had to do months on end of being really cold with grey skies. I can't do it.
There's a story about those who fly with the butterflies at the 22 degrees, and I suppose you're another butterfly, aren't you?
Oh, yes, very much so. Yeah. I would like to introduce you very quickly to Loulabelle.
I was going to say, yes. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, so let me pass you on to Loulabelle.
Okay, Loulabelle. Hello, Loulabelle.
Bonjour. How are you?
I'm all right. This is 94.1 FM 3WBC, Melbourne. Are you from Melbourne?
Oh, my hometown.
Oh, is that
lovely
right?
To speak to you.
Oh,
yes.
Lovely. So how long have you been away, Lou?
Well, I left last week, so I came to Paris on Thursday and then headed up to Normandy for the weekend. So another Melbourne woman has a little chateau, a petit chateau they call it, and she said to me, do you want to come and have a little look? And I thought, yeah, absolutely I do. So headed up there to pass Rouen for the weekend and then straight down to Cannes. And I tell you what, this place down here, it is buzzing. It is so much fun, and it's just it's an amazing experience coming with Ruby, who's a bit of a veteran almost, I should say.
I was going to say, how in the hell did you guys catch up?
Well, we both are tap dancers, which sounds a bit bizarre, but we have a mutual friend that I used to learn dancing with from a little girl, and that friend of mine who used to sing at the Lido tap danced with Ruby, and then she introduced Ruby and Ruby and I have chatted on my podcast quite a bit on the Loulabelle's Francophiles. And then Ruby and I just kind of hit it off and have become great friends through that, and have met up in Paris before and now doing things like this. And so, sometimes there's some people you just click with and you can work with, and we see things in the same way, but we're actually quite different. So, we're kind of the yin and the yang. It works well.
It does, doesn't it ever? Well, and so what is it you're really, really looking forward to? Covering.
Well, I'm actually, of course, the films. I mean, I'm really excited about the film. I'm really excited. I think Ruby's already told you about The New Boy, which is the Australian film. But there's also a couple of others. Monster, which is another film I'm really looking forward to, and there's a couple of others that I've been queuing up for. I think she told you about the 7 a.m. queuing up online, so I've been doing that for a couple of others, which is crazy, especially if you've had a late night. But one thing I'm really looking forward to is, because I've never been this far south in France before. I mean, I've been through nearly all the rest of France, and I've just never been to the Côte d'Azur. So I'm actually looking forward to doing a little day trip to Nice, and also another little day trip to one of the small villages that are just inland a little bit in Provence, but you can see across the Mediterranean from the cliff tops. So if we need to get out of the craziness of Cannes and go there, I think that's something I will really love doing. And today, it's been quite grey in France and in Paris recently, and today we arrived last night and it was still grey and overcast, and today brilliant blue sky. So it's a lovely, it just makes you feel, it makes it feel more vibrant, I think, when it's that beautiful blue and it's bright and fresh. And so getting out of Cannes, it sounds weird because we come to the Cannes Film Festival, but I'm actually looking forward to those little snippets of time that you can do on the periphery. I think that those things, they kind of add flavour to something, so it doesn't just become all about the one thing, and they so I'm really looking forward to that.
And most of the stuff that you'll be seeing and chatting with and who or whatever, that will be on, of course, on the website and on a daily basis.
That's right, on our YouTube channel, The Can't Couch. That's right. And you can also follow us on Instagram at Ruby TV and also at Loulabelle's Francophiles, because then we have a lot of stuff that we'll be sharing on those, as well as on The Can't Couch on YouTube, which, it's daily updates. And we'll be having lots of interviews, lots of chats on the couch here. And, people coming to be interviewed with us, but also us just out and about and showing what it's like down here at the festival. Lots of people dream about, I wonder what it's really like inside that. And I know I did.
Yeah.
So then when Ruby said, do you want to come? I went, yep, brilliant. Yes, I do. I want to come and find out all about it.
Did you just say, okay, I'll do that, drop everything and just fly over there, or what?
Well, I actually was coming over in a few weeks' time, so I then came earlier and planned to come earlier with Ruby, and then and I'm just doing a couple of little road trips in the middle, because I'm writing a couple of ebooks about road trips around France. So I then, in the middle of Cannes and another little a little tour that I'm doing later on, I'm doing a road trip across the north of France and another road trip across the south. And I have an uncle who's doing the Camino Trail, so I'm catching up with him. So there's lots of other little bits and pieces that are happening.
What about the food? What about the food? Is it how good is the food?
The food is divine. And down here it's a little bit different. So I'm obsessed with French food. Someone's going to have to stage an intervention for me with French food at some stage. But with this down here, it's kind of already, I'm seeing how it's a little bit different, because they don't, up north in Normandy, it's all about the butter. Love the butter. It's all about the Normandy butter. And then, if you go to the Dordogne, it's all about duck. And you can almost get to the point you say, I think I've had enough duck. And then, if you go to Burgundy, it's all about the snails. Down here, though, they use a lot of olive oil, and there's a lot of freshness in the food. So, it's really that Mediterranean diet. So things like a ratatouille would be a lot more common down here. And it's a really lovely, fresh, probably a very healthy diet, because, up until not long ago, 100 years or so or two, there were parts of Provence that were Italy. And so it's very influenced by that Italian diet. So you do see quite a bit of that Mediterranean fresh food, olives, using olive oil instead of butter. So I do love that kind of food. In fact, that's what we eat in Melbourne. It's quite Melbourne like, when we go out in Melbourne, we really, our food scene is just extraordinary. And so we have a lot of beautiful fresh produce. So it's a bit like that.
I was going to say, thank you ever so much. Make sure that when both of you come back, and if you're in Melbourne, drop in and we'll have an interview and have a chat. And Ruby always flies back to Sydney, because that's hometown. That's where Mum Dad is. Yep. So we'll do a Zoom session one day soon, but we'll stay tuned on at Tube, of course, on at Kansas Tube. Yep, we'll do that. So Ruby, I want to thank you, and Loulabelle, we want to say thank you as well, and congratulations for being there covering the Festival de Cannes 2023. Isn't it wonderful? All right.
Yes, it's going to be a lot of fun.
Any messages for poor, cold Australians down here?
Yeah, just to stay tuned, because we want to share some of all the behind the scenes antics and the fun with you. So just sign up onto the YouTube so you don't miss out on anything, and we'll have fun together. Stay tuned to the Can't Couch.
The Can't Couch. All right. Thank you so much. See you, ladies. Enjoy.
Bye.
What time is it now? Have you missed? Have you got your passes and you're not running late?
11. Just about to head off. Oh, okay. We've just had brunch on the terrace, and we're going to go and pick up our
far out.
Yeah, we're going to pick up our press passes.
Yeah.
And then we're going to do a video that you'll be able to watch tonight.
Done.
And then we're going to come back and get glammed up to go to the opening ceremony.
Send the photos. Bye.
Bye. Bientôt.
94.13 WBC, and it's downtown